It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and it is Walkabout Wednesday in my early September San Diego succulent garden. And one of you asked me to do Walkabout from the other direction, so I like that idea, and that's what we're going to do. So here we are on the other side. It has been, the weather's been pretty decent. It hasn't been stupid hot here in the 80s, but this week's a little warmer. And so many of you have been asking about, ideas for shading your plants. And umbrellas. I've got some umbrellas here, and I do move these around sometimes throughout the day if I see something, that's really struggling. But there's a lot of, be creative, there's a lot of ways that you can provide shade to your plants. If you come up with something fun, please share it with me with a photo at Instagram at Laura Loves Succulents. I'd love to see what you come up with. But let's just look at the good, the bad, and the ugly, shall we? The succulent chair in all of its, stressed out glory. Let's focus on the things in the garden that are doing well and that have not only survived in the summer but thrived, like these little California sunset sedums. How happy are those? This Echeveria agavoides ebony, wow, looks fantastic. These Pachywarias, super happy. Other things, jades tend to do pretty well, but they can sunburn if it's really, really hot. The little Aeonium haworthia, looks pretty good. The Petalanthus macrocarpa looks good. Of course, the cactus, say, bring it, right? I've got, some really cute little cactus. And here's another one of my little white rhinos. I have a surprise to show you guys today too. And then, this Myrtillo cactus crest is done really well. This area gets some shade in the later afternoon, but it gets beat pretty hard up until 3-4 o'clock. My sea dragon that I moved, I had beheaded it, and it was, over in another area of the garden where it gets really hot. I wanted to put it here to offer it a little protection, and it's doing just fine. I'm sure it's rooted. We'll find out. I'm going to wait probably another month until it really has cooled down before I put it back in its spot where I like to keep it. But it's doing just fine right there. And so those of you that follow closely will notice some differences. Over here, I have been busy. I took out, remember what was there? It was my agave sunglow. It bloomed out, so I took the Sawzall and I got that thing out of there, and I replaced it with the Aloe rubra violacea, which was where this Perrii is right now. So this Perrii was right there. I moved it here because right there it was a little close to the swing, and the grandkids like to play there, and it's really pokey, and it always made me a little nervous. So moved it, tucked it back in here. Now the rubra violacea isn't very violet right now because, I've been spoiling it and it's been getting plenty to drink and blah, blah, blah. Well, I took off most of the roots, so I'm really hoping that that thing will turn mauve real quick. And, I'll show you as that, how that goes. But yeah, I like it up there. It's going to get about twice that size pretty quickly. And, I'm really happy with that transformation. I'm really rethinking all of these ghosties. This is supposed to be, a coral reef, right? And there's a lot of elevations, and I want plants that are kind of wild and flopping around, but that's a lot of wild and a lot of flop, and I don't know. I also have a ton of those in my grapefruit pots, so I'm considering maybe getting rid of these and doing something else in there. It's some prime real estate for, more of my collectibles, potentially. My little mangaves that I'm growing over here are all doing just dandy. Come around here. I started I threw some top dressing in here. It looks like I could use a little more. This is chamois beige, which I really haven't introduced in my garden that much. Here's, I'll show you. Here's chamois beige, and here's Cali gold. So you can see the difference between the two rocks. They both serve their purpose, but the Cali gold is very, very bright. My Mexican snowballs, Echeveria elegans, that I planted under my Tongaensis. These came from my son's garden in Claremont, California. Oh, they're so gorgeous. I'm so happy with those. I also cut a hunk of my Mangave snow leopard off, and I've got it in a can in the Garden of Death. Work it into another presentation because it was encroaching on the elegans and covering them all up, and they look so good. I didn't want that, so I also did that. So I've been kind of busy. It's a little early to be doing too much in the garden because it is still hot and I don't want everything to scar, but I can't help myself, guys. Look at the lavender lady here. You know, here's another example. I really want to move her, maybe just back further because she's starting to infringe a little bit and just look a little off center. This Aloe isn't a fast grower. It hasn't done much in the 2 years it's been here. This agave bracteosa, it's going to get quite a bit bigger. I may need to make other arrangements with that too. I don't know, but yeah. Oh God, some of these Echeveria are just, isn't that just gross? But I don't really want to do anything with that, or at least not too much with that until it cools down. And we can just kind of wander about. I love this Perry eye right here and my octopus. I also trimmed back these little Sedum Higgins. They were coming all the way out over here and it was just a mess. So I just kind of trimmed them back a little bit. Some of you were concerned about the last video. We're practicing, just messing around with some different types of editing. I'm still going to do these walkabouts, and I promise you, you're still going to get, Laura Unplugged, where I just talk to you and we just, take our time. But I also want to grow my channel, I appreciate you guys, and you are the beating heart of my channel. But I want to attract more people, right? Because this passion that we have for succulents is so great, and I want to reach more people. So we are trying to do some different things with editing, to appease the YouTube gods in the hopes that we get, put in front of more potential followers. So I appreciate you all hanging in there, and if you don't love, the shorter videos, just wait for the longer ones, right? Okay. Oh, God. This Agavoides is just going from bad to worse. But I'm showing you this because this is all going to change really fast, really quick. I mean, you will be stunned at how quickly this Agavoides will turn it around. Otherwise, I wouldn't have them here because this is just gross. They look burnt because they are. But oh my goodness, the minute the days are starting to get shorter, right? The minute it cools down, they are going to perk up. Look at this train wreck, McClam. But let's also focus on what looks great in here, right? Adelphi, Sedum Adelphi, this cute little Aloe Dorothiae, that little cactus right there, and my Cotyledon lattismithianthus, kitten paw. There's some things that are really rocking out, aren't they? The little bit of Athona capensis. There's some things in there that look great. Ghosties, obviously, because they always do great. And even, my little baby's necklace, my little sedum, or my little crassula baby necklace is hanging in there. So this will just be me popping in some cuties when the weather cools down. And then over here, more, I'll probably thin this out a little bit, get rid of some of the ones that have, really look gross. Yuck. Oh, this is a slippery slope. I need to stop. Okay, I'm going to stop. And this RMCI Ruby Slippers is getting ready to go off and bloom. It's so beautiful, and the flowers are so pretty. After it blooms, we'll deal with it, and I'll show you what to do. This Ruchia has defied all expectations. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is why I love Ruchia. Isn't that a fantastic ground cover? So leathery and tight. It just tends to die back on me, but not in this spot. Very, very happy. And then that Mangave Pineapple Punch is my new best friend. Adore this. Isn't this stunning? Look at that. Mangaves for the win, right? Am I right? I mean, I haven't seen any of my Mangaves struggle in the heat. They're all thriving. And my Tongaensis, also, 4 times bigger than it was when I planted it 2 years ago. Then over here, we did a video, where we replanted that. I'm really happy with the little cactus. Now I can see the orange pot. All this hot mess around it is going to need redone. I'm going to have to reinvent this area. I think this this Mangave Redwing will be stunning here once it gets going. But this Crassula ovata now needs to be dug up, cut and reset. It's too big. I don't like it. I don't like all that trunk. This blue elf is ugly. I don't even know what the heck. I don't even know where to start here. So yeah, this prime corner of real estate, she gonna be getting a makeover, guys. Lemon tree, I need to get some more Citratone. That's my preferred fertilizer. I've got a lot of lemon set, which is great, but the leaves just look really dull, and I feel like it's time to feed this again. So I need to get some more fertilizer for her. The Aloe Hercules that Greg bought me for Christmas looks fantastic. My totem, I got it. It was about to here, and it's put on all of this growth in the last few months. It's crazy how fast that's grown. And my Pilosoceras azuris just keeps going for the sky. Adore, 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 adore. Love it, love it. These collectibles are all hanging in. They look good. The summer heat hasn't bothered these at all. Like I said, but my crassulas are holding up. I had a follower, Rosemary, you know who you are. I was telling her, or she's a client too, and I was telling her how my variegata, is starting to kind of angle itself in a weird way, and that she tends to do this, and then I cut her and reset her, but I am not going to be cutting her anytime soon. I'm waiting for these babies to really, get their legs, and for me to figure out where I'm going to move the babies before I even consider cutting off her trunk and resetting her. And my follower / client suggested maybe she's angling herself that way so her babies can take advantage of the western light. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's scary smart, isn't it? Because when I planted this plant, it faced more this way and was tipped forward. So I could really enjoy it from the perspective I'm looking at right now. The way we're looking at this plant right now, this apex, this top, was coming at you. And see how she's kind of angled off to the left and leaned? And she doesn't, it looks a little weird. So I really want her, straighten her up and point her in the right direction. But maybe she is giving her babies the benefit of that direct sun. Amazing. This Ramosissima is just beautiful and huge. This whole area down in here is going to need tightened up. I love, love, love my Trigona. And here's some Ruchia doing what it tends to do. See that dieback? I don't love that at all. So, I don't know. This is kind of a hot mess now. So we're going to need to be figuring some stuff out. I was actually thinking about maybe taking some of these crassulas out. I don't need all of these ovatas in my garden. I have a lot of them. And, you know, I don't know. They're very common, and I might just take them out. We'll see. I don't know. I love my yellow ones, though. This is spectacular. And look at the branches on the Aluaudia. I said I would leave these alone to see what they do, and as long as they don't infringe too much, I will allow them to continue. Oh, there's another one way up top side. Yeah, this is wacky. Lots of branching. And this Mangave Aztec King, oh my gosh, it just keeps getting bigger every time I look at it. Yeah, I know. But it's gorgeous. It's just extremely huge. And then look at this totem. This pup. I showed you this last time. It's grown a lot since last week. And I'm not sure what this is over here, but we'll just let this continue to grow a little bit before I do anything drastic like cut it off. Because I would love to have as many totems as I can in this garden. So yeah, I'm going to keep cutting off pups and putting them in the ground. Yeah, all of this is hanging in, right? Yeah. Looking good. This silver fox, Mangave, the bloom. So I need to deal with that at some point. The little collectibles are all looking good. The Petalanthus bracteatus, I've been intentional about putting quite a bit of water on this, and it is really starting to leaf out. And the xeriscape here looks really good. My fountain pump, I think one of the grandkids threw a rock down in there because it isn't working right now. I have to have Greg look at that. And this falling waters that bloomed out a few months ago, it still looks pretty good, right? Not too bad. I'm just enjoying it. And here's that pot o' ghosties I was telling you about, the grapefruit pot. My little rat tail. It's gorgeous. I do water this. I don't know why, but I do. I just feel like it appreciates it. Sure looks good. And let's go out front, shall we? I want you to see the tapestry and the fountain. And I also want to show you, rip poor Sunglow, this bloomed out agave. I took the Sawzall and I hacked off these leaves right here so that I could get under with the Sawzall to cut the roots. So it really wasn't that big of a deal to get out. I did it all by myself. Greg helped me lift it out of the space because it's very heavy, but then I drug it out here, and Greg will take it the rest of the way. Here's a couple project leftovers, some aloes, and here is that snow leopard I cut the piece off of, so it's just sitting there waiting for a new home. I have a couple of these leftover mini barrels multis that are so stinking cute to work into another project. But check out the tapestry. Let me, sorry if this is terrible, forgive me, but I want to get a better angle. Greg's truck is parked in the drive, so let me sneak by that and let you, so you can see it. Right, isn't it so pretty? It is held up magnificently. The summer has been so kind. And this Echeveria has really surprised me. It looks great. And it is very hot out here, guys. But yeah, the tapestry looks so cool. And then going back up, let's take a peek over here. Yep, this little area I just planted, just put some leftovers in here, but this gets shaded really early in the day, so these plants have been super happy. Here's another really cool echeveria that's thriving. My little portulacaria in the head planter. And this is a new plant that was gifted to me by my follower slash client, Rosemary. It's a variegated kitten paw. Isn't that the cutest? And then this is my Mangave racing stripe. And then voila, look at that. Right? Looks so good. So good. These new introductions that I got from Walters. This is Queen for the Day. Isn't she beautiful? This is Navajo Princess. They're really starting to grow in and be beautiful. These are kind of temporary places for these. I'll probably move them somewhere into the back soon. Then we have, what is that one? Iron Man. I think that one's going to get really big. So that I might end up taking that one up to Claremont to my sons. And then dreadlocks. I wasn't sure what dreadlocks was going to do or how big it was going to get. So I just stuck it in there to see if it would, hang over the edge. Remember that mangaves are agaves that have been crossed with a Manfreda, which is in the lily family. So some of the ink blot and some of the other cherry chocolate chip, some of those get, pretty long leaves. And I thought dreadlock might do the same and kind of hang over that pot. It isn't really doing that, so I might change that up. But look at the fountain since we reworked it. Isn't it stunning? Super happy. And this area over here is really starting to take on a very nice shape too. The euphorbias have decided that they like it here. The cactus and the blue pots are starting to get bigger. The little little aloes that I planted in here have rooted. The trigona loves the spot. And then my shade area and my collectibles. This is a new white rhino. Check that out. Thank you, Rosemary. She gifted me that. I actually traded her one of my agave, one of my variegata pups for this. And then, all my other, now see, remember these are cactus. And this is fairly shady, very, very bright light and strong morning sun. But for the most part, these just stay in the shade and they are happy, happy, happy. I also got some cool new aeoniums. That's called Big Bang, that one. These are just really cool, and I didn't want to plant them in the ground right now because it is so hot. And there's a really cool cotyledon I'm trying. And then I know my head planter's a hot mess, but check out the Sansevieria. Look at that. And the Wandering Jew, the Tradescantia, summer grower, happy, happy, happy. So yeah, there you have it. There you have it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. As always, it has been a tremendous pleasure, and I love you guys so much. And remember, you're going to be seeing, some edited TikTok-y kind of shorter videos. We're just messing around. Enjoy them, and know that I'm always going to be here to talk with you and to share videos in the old style too. So I hope you enjoyed your Walkabout Wednesday, and I hope that you took note of the plants that are thriving in these hot conditions and those that aren't. And remember, as you plant your gardens, to plant accordingly. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with Walkabout Wednesday and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.